This is the assessment portion of the lesson plan. So in the lesson plan, we set up our objective right away, right? We set it with a clear and measurable way to ensure that our students had mastered the concepts we were teaching. And that's because we're going to use it again in the assessment area. So this is where your assessment comes into play. Your assessment gives you the information you need to know to be able to say, yes, the child has mastered the objective for this lesson, or no, they have not. And so what's really important to keep in mind here, especially when we're talking about early childhood, is that when we say assessment, the assessment section of our lesson plan, we're not talking about a test or a quiz or a pencil paper task, right? We're talking about a way for the kids that we're working with to apply what they've learned. It can be done with guided practice. It can be done with independent practice. It can be done by checking to make sure that the kids understand the skills through observing them or asking them questions or collecting work samples. So it's really important to keep in mind that our assessment should be directly connected back to our lesson objective, because the assessment is the way of checking to see whether or not the students have mastered that objective. So let's look at this objective. The students will be able to count 10 seeds using one-to-one correspondence while counting aloud without making more than 2 errors. So how am I going to assess that? So to check for understanding, I wrote it on my other screen. I'm just going to drag it over. I would observe the children counting and record if they could count to 10 with one-to-one correspondence. So you're watching it and you're writing it down somewhere. Here's another one. The students will be able to describe the life cycle of plants by sequencing pictures with no more than 1 image in the wrong place. That was your objective. So now to check for that, to check for understanding, I would collect their life cycle pictures. So this is very specific. The first one, you're not collecting anything, but you do need to watch it and tally it up. The second one, you're not necessarily watching it with an eagle eye, but you're going to collect their life cycle pictures.